anybody know how to do that?
Which is what I like really use in helping.
Okay. So a substitution instance is basically doing the opposite of putting it into its detailed form. We're basically just doing it in reverse. So say we have something like negation P portion Q dot R like P. Say that's our formula. Now, can anybody give me? Actually, I'll write off. So it's basically going to be doing the same thing except in reverse. So what he's going to do is he's going to give you this and then 3 or 4 different forms with constants in it instead, and he's going to ask you which one. Yeah, which one is a substitution instance. So I'll just write a few out here. So A dot B. C. C. Okay. So is that going to be a substitution instance? Does anybody know whether or not that is? No? Actually, it is going to be. So the way you want to look at this, so you see that we have a negation, so that's good. And then we have P. So it looks like A dot B is standing for P. Then we have the horseshoe, which is good. And then A wedge C is standing for Q. So that's good. And then we have a dot for our major operator, so that's good. Then R is B dot C. That's okay. And then we have our wedge. And then we have A dot B again, which is P again. Does that make sense to everybody?
How come it doesn't matter, like, if the negation is out in front and the second one versus?
That's probably just my fault. We should probably have another parenthesis there.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I mean, it won't matter technically because you can tell what the negation is going to, so it's still technically okay, but it's not actually a well-formed formula. So,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, on the test, you're actually going to want to make sure that the parentheses are all correct and everything. Otherwise, it won't be counted as a substitution instance because it won't be technically well-formed. So yeah, we should have the parentheses outside there.
And then, like, will it always be, like, P stands for, another A dot B, or would P also just be able to stand for A or something like that, like a different?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. So we could have had A, just A there, but it has to be the same all the way through.
Yeah.
That's the only
But you applied, like, you made A dot B P, like you made it stand for P, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could do that with any of them, or is it?
Well, it's got to be in the correct spot.
Okay.
So P couldn't be over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just got to be in the correct spot.
All right.
So, yeah. So I'll do a couple more. See what you guys think. So let's see. Horseshoe. Sorry for the second. Okay, what about that one? Is that a substitution instance? I think so. Why not?
Because you have like the same thing, like meaning for different variables, different constants, and formulas which A dot B standing for more than one variable.
What does everybody else think? Everybody else agree? Actually not right. Technically, when doing it this way, when going from variable form to constant, you can have them all be the same. So P can equal A dot B, Q can also equal A dot B. That's okay. Yep, so it does work.
So with substitution more instances, it's more about like positioning of like the disjuncts and tildes more than, well, I guess.
Yeah, but just as long as every time you see the same variable that they end up being the same thing. So that's, yeah, that's the other main point. Okay, and I'll do one more. Okay, what about that one? Why not?
Oh, there's a tilde.
Right. Yeah, that tilde. Yeah, so what's wrong with that tilde? There's actually two ways you can look at it.
That's not consistent. First variable.
Right. Yeah, so the first thing is we could say, so this is P, and then over here we have P but no negation, so this whole thing must be P.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's one way to look at it. Or you can look at it that this is P again, but there's no negation in this formula. So either way it's wrong.
That whole thing represent P is making it wrong. Like,
Yeah, if you make this whole thing represent P, it's not, they're not the
Yeah.
same. So yeah, then it would be wrong. Or you can say that there's no tilde in this one because this is P already. So either way will work. But yeah, that one is not going to be a substitution instance.